Hi everybody, it's Gene, and I'm finally doing my remake of my Beatles albums, US albums. And first off, I want to say Merry Christmas to everyone and all my subscribers and everybody, and thanks so much. Your friendship, everybody, means a lot to me, and especially Barry and Johnny and Cody, and there's so many. Marv, congratulations again, Marv, for winning the contest. But all you guys mean a lot to me, and I really thank you for being friends with me on here. So, but thank everybody, and Merry Christmas to everybody. And let's start out here with introducing the Beatles. And I got this in the late 70s. I don't think it's real, but that's the album. Backside there. I wanted to do this before Christmas so I could say Merry Christmas to everybody. And I've been wanting to remake this video for a long time, so I'm doing it. And then I have songs and pictures of the fabulous Beatles. And that's probably another fake, but I don't know. I bought these first three. I bought these in the late 70s at Woolco, if you ever heard of Woolco. Then I have the Beatles Tell All. And the tape I'm listening to in the background is a cassette tape I made myself. I made 6 90-minute cassette tapes, and I put the Beatles songs A to Z. I think Across the Universe is the first song, you know, A to Z. So I'm listening to the second tape. Starts with Dizzy Miss Lizzy. But I made them myself back then. I got 6 cassette tapes, and I have the Beatles songs A to Z. It's cool listening to them in that order. But here we have Meet the Beatles. I got green up here. And have the Meet the Beatles on Apple. There's the back cover. And here's the Beatles' second album. After I put this one up, the other video that I have of this, I'm just going to delete it. That was kind of my first one, and doing it in the other room, it was really dark, so I wanted to do it in this room. Always seems like this floor does a good job for filming. This is my second bedroom in here. But the first one came out so dark, I always wanted to redo it, so. And here's Hard Day's Night. And then I have Something New. And this is on the old orange label. I don't care for that label too much. But something new. And here's the Beatles Story. And there's the back cover. And these are on Apple, both of them. And then I have Beatles 65. And that's on I have that on the purple label. This is one of those albums that I had stolen from me originally. And my grandma was nice and bought me new copies. I bought this in 1980, the summer of 1980. My grandma bought it for me to replace the other one. Then with the early Beatles, I have that on Apple too. Okay, moving right along here. One of my favorite US albums, Beatles 6. I used to always think it was Beatles V1 when I first got it. But I love that picture, and this is one of my favorite US albums. Little orange label there. Most of mine I think are on orange because I bought them in the late 70s. And Beatles V1. Beatles 6. There's Help. And also on orange. Orange. I always like that picture. That's a good picture of them. In the Bahamas. I'd like to be in the Bahamas right now because it's about 32 degrees where I'm at. And Rubber Soul. And this didn't come with this album, but I got this. There's the back. This little thing here. But it's on orange label. I don't know where I found this insert for the record, but I decided to put it with that album for some reason. And then Yesterday and Today. And there's the orange label again. There's the back cover. I always have fun putting all these albums back together when I get done with these videos. There's Revolver. I love this album from the beginning when I first bought it. And there's the back cover. I love that now. I got some sun coming right through here. And Sgt. Pepper. And I was able to find this on Apple. And there's the back. And I have the inserts that came with it. A little mustache and the sergeant stripes and things like that. And the first album I ever bought, the one that started it all for me, Magical Mystery Tour. This is the album that my friend Ron let me borrow. This ain't the one, but you know, the album that he let me borrow. And that's what started it all for me. And I bought this right before my 14th birthday. I got $5 from my grandma for my birthday, and I went to Kmart and I bought this album. It was $4.97 plus tax. It was $5.22. And this is what started it all for me. So I bought this in 1977, and it's got the book in here. I know later on they didn't have the book in the album, but this one does. So I love this album, probably my favorite. And it was my first. This is what started it all for me with the Beatles. And then I have the white album with the nice sunlight going right through it. And I have it on Apple. And I did with the... I still have the pictures and the poster. They're not in very good shape because I taped them up on my wall or put tacks in them and taped them and all the other stuff. So got those. They're not in really good shape. And the poster. And it's got tack marks in it, but I still have it, so that's a good thing. And there's the other record. Okay. Then I have Yellow Submarine. And I'm going to close this. I'm going to close my blinds, so maybe that'll help a little bit. Does that help any? Yeah, that helps some. Okay. There's Yellow Submarine. I got that album on Apple. Okay. This is going to be a long video, I know. I'm taking too much time here. And here's my Abbey Road. It's a little darker. The sun is still coming in here. This is not going to work for much longer. And this will be better than the other one, I'm sure, though. The other one was really dark. And Hey Jude, or the Beatles again, whatever you want to call it. I still have my little sticker there. Kmart, $4.97. Always love the pictures on this album. Okay, next, Let It Be. Got the red apple with that. This was a cutout at the time, if you know what that means. It was out of print, and it was like $1.99 at Kmart. That's when I bought it. It was in the cutout bin, which was good for me for $2. Then I have the Red Album, 62 to 66. And this is what I was talking about before. This one says, you know, everything on Capitol Records. This is cool. You know, has all the cassettes and the listing. Came in handy back then to keep track of everything. 8 tracks, singles, everything. Even their solo stuff. But got the apple at the top. I know they changed that to the Capitol thing. And then I have the red label. And I have the Blue Album, 67 to 70. And this is the other one I was talking about before. On this one, it has on Apple Records. This was the original one. And then same thing over there. Blue is my favorite color, so I love that color. I love this color, blue, and the Blue Apple. Then good old rock and roll music with the stupid Coke glass label. Like I said before, I think that Capitol thought the Beatles were from the 50s. And all the stuff inside has pictures of stuff like from the 50s. Great album, but terrible cover and terrible record label. Then I have the Hollywood Bowl. Bought this in 1977. And I think I mentioned that I went to California in 1977. And I visited the Hollywood Bowl. I didn't buy this there. But they sold it in the gift shop at the time because it was a new release. I wish they'd put this out on CD. I don't know if they ever will. But I always liked, where is that? The tickets on here kind of feel like they're real. And then I have Love Songs. Everybody was joking around that they kept putting out these compilation albums and that they'd come up with drug songs before too long. I wouldn't be surprised. That's one of the labels there. And that's got a book in here too, I think. I'm going to have records scattered all over the place. Yeah, this is really cool. It came with it. You know, it's got the lyrics. I think I got this album for Christmas that year that it came out. That's a cool little book they give you with the album. Okay. Then I have two that I really love. The picture disc of Sgt. Pepper. And picture disc of Abbey Road. Oops. Okay. Then I have Rarities. That came out in 1980. That's the back. I really love that they brought back the swirl label for that. And of course on the inside they have the butcher cover. If they would have put the butcher cover on the outside, they really would have sold a lot of albums. But yeah, they put it on Rarities. I got this all over the place here. Like I said, it's gonna take me 2 hours to put all these back together. Trying to do this video as fast as I can. Here's the Rock and Roll Music Part 1. They split that ugly album into 2. That's kind of a nice label. I like that. Sasha's going to have to help me put everything back together. She's sitting over there on her blanket. Do you like this, Sasha? She's just looking at me. And then there's Volume 2. Alright. And then the most ugly album cover of the Beatles ever. This is terrible. The album's great, good idea, but the cover is ugly, terrible. On here it's like you can't really even tell who's who. I mean, that somebody could have done some better drawings than that, you would think. I mean, the concept of the album's great. You know, they put all the movie songs on one album, but it's like terrible album cover. I like this here. On the back of that, they have a picture of all, at the time, you know, the U.S. albums. And I've already showed you all these. Yeah, how about that? And that label's pretty cool, you know. But so that's real music. And here's 20 greatest hits. The U.S. version, as Barry says. It's funny, he gets a lot of comments. He put up the whole album on his channel, and people are leaving stupid comments about is this or that on the album. So it's kind of funny. The ugly purple label again. And it's funny, like when you look at this, it's like all these little bands are so small. There's like 12 songs on one side and 8 songs on the other. But yeah, this is, let me explain, the 20 greatest hits. These are the 20 songs that hit #1 on the United States Billboard chart, singles chart, the Hot 100 as it's known. So that's why it's called 20 greatest hits. There's 20 songs that the Beatles hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. So that's what this is. So that's why Michelle's not on here, or I Am the Walrus, or whatever. Whatever didn't hit #1 on the Hot 100 is not on here. And it's amazing, you know, no other artist, I don't think, has ever had 20 #1 songs on the Billboard Hot 100. So that's what that means. And then I have this, the first live recording. So I only have volume 1. And good old Pickwick Records. I bought this because Hully Gully, that song there, is not on the double album. I showed you I have the import of the whole thing. I bought this mainly because of Hully Gully. I never bought volume 2. But Hully Gully's not on that 2-record set, so I bought that for that song. And then Timeless. This is a picture disc. It's mostly It's got different things. This is like a bootleg, I believe, but I've seen it a lot. I bought this, I don't know, early 80s. I think it was after John was murdered, 'cause that's why I got John so much on there. So, and finally, last but not least, here's the old Christmas album, a bootleg. I paid $12 for this. I know it's not real, but I love, it wouldn't be Christmas without the Beatles Christmas album. And right now I'm featuring that on my channel, one each day. And like I said, it wouldn't be Christmas without the Beatles Christmas album. So I'm done now, finally. Sorry it was so long. And I'll leave this right here. And that's it. And once again, guys, thank you so much for your friendship on here, and everybody. And I just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope, you know, our friendships and everything will continue for years and years to come. So thanks for everything, guys, and Merry Christmas.